we have Chiefs at Broncos, also a 1 p.m. Pacific time game. This one has a much smaller over-under of 41.5. Chiefs are coming off a bye. Um,
Good point. And the
who'd the Broncos play last? Are the Broncos coming off a bye too?
well, the Broncos played
No, they played.
against the
The
Colts,
Colts, yeah.
and then
I
they
was like,
lost.
yeah, they lost against the Colts after
Hmm.
and Emmanuel Sanders got banged up, hurt his shoulder, questionable this week. I've got a sneaky play here, which is I like the Chiefs defense.
You do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Manning threw a pick six last week that we all saw. That was it a pick six or just a pick at the end of the game?
I didn't watch it.
Oh, there's the best Manning face ever at the end of the game.
I
Oh no,
had
the
red zone
game
on and I
ended
fell
on a
asleep.
penalty.
I had
Yeah,
red zone on and I fell asleep.
yeah.
I had driven back from Arizona that day. But yeah. I do remember that
Um,
highlight.
it was yeah. They were supposed to get the ball back, and then there was a penalty that caused a runoff and let them win the game. So I don't know though. I like the Chiefs coming off a bye, being able to game plan more against Peyton Manning after one of those Peyton Manning weeks, which I don't think he bounces back very well. He's going to set the record. His first reception will probably set the record for most all-time passing yards, but that's not like something. This last week it was something to strive for. Now it's like, well, it's going to happen no matter what. Big deal. Um, I really like the Chiefs' defense for a fun bounce back against the Broncos. Um,
I'll say my pick, and this is if you want to go real contrarian in a tournament. But if you were to have your top two receivers in a tournament be Antonio Brown and Demarius Thomas, I think that has the chance to put up a lot of points at a low ownership or lower than normal.
mhm.
Against the Chiefs on the 17th of September, I don't remember what week that was. Week 2? They played Baltimore in week 1, right?
Yeah.
So week 2 against the Chiefs, Demarius Thomas had 8 receptions for 116 yards. His price has gone down considerably, even though he's still clearly a 1. He just hasn't been getting in the end zone. The past 5 weeks, he hasn't been in the end zone. But
Hmm.
against Green Bay, he had 8 receptions for 168 yards. I like Demarius Thomas this week. And again, you could go Demarius Thomas, Antonio Brown, two very high ceiling, low and high floor players, really, that whose quarterbacks really just aren't getting it done, but at the same time, they're getting it done enough to where these receivers can still put up decent points this week.
Hmm.
So I like Demarius Thomas. And Emmanuel Sanders, he's a little banged up. He's questionable, I see here. Ankle, shoulder. Here's what it says. What Sanders is able to do, if anything, at practice on Friday will be telling with regard to his status for Sunday's game against the Chiefs, but an official questionable injury designation for the wideout appears at this time to be a plausible outcome,
The real
which doesn't tell
question,
us anything.
the
So
real
neat.
question in this game
Thank you, RotoWire.
is Vernon Davis, because Owen Daniels, since Vernon Davis was acquired, or actually just the last 2 weeks, Owen Daniels has had really good weeks, gotten some good targets. And is Vernon Davis bigger, stronger, faster than Owen Daniels? And will he be something they can utilize in the offense this week, especially if Emmanuel Sanders is banged up?
Hmm.
If they want to run him out there but want to protect him, want to run him out there not as much. Will we even see two tight end sets with Owen Daniels and Vernon Davis both, trying to just provide both protection and safety outlets for Peyton Manning? When this trade happened, everybody was talking about it because it sounds like it could be the perfect fit for that team, the last piece of the puzzle that they really need in order to make this hobbled Peyton Manning year work. So this week's been suspiciously quiet on that front. 2,500 on DraftKings, 5,100 on FanDuel.
He's cheap. I
Yeah,
like him though, and I loved the acquisition when it
yeah.
happened. I ran
But
out.
do we know if he's playing?
I mean, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
how
He
do we
is
know?
playing.
It's like,
He did play against the Colts, but
yeah,
like
but
you
you know what I
said,
mean? Like, is he
Owen
is he
Daniels.
integrated? Is what we don't know and we won't
Well,
know.
and what was it last week we were talking about? We said wait for him for this week.
Yeah.
So this would be the week to play him. He's a
Hmm.
tournament play. I wouldn't touch him in a cash game, but I like him in tournaments.
Yeah.
That's about it. I
Game of the week.
are you starting anybody on the Chiefs?
I don't know. West is cheap.
Their
They
defense.
they have the opposite of recency bias, which is we didn't see him last week.
Hmm.
We still have yet to see who their real stars are. Um, with the injury, we have um, who are they going to? Are they going to just keep passing to Kelsey? Or is West going to have another? I just don't know them well enough. I haven't gotten to see much of them playing, and the
Yeah.
stat line is just all Kelsey with some West, but he's only really been there as the feature for 2 weeks. Is there something crazy they did in the bye week, and now Niall Davis is going to come back and be? It's like I just don't know.
You're starting their
Read a
defense.
Kansas City newspaper
You like the
is what I
Kansas
say.
City defense.
I do like their defense.